In this segment, we're going to work through a tune that's an original. It's called A Journey Home, and it was written by a good friend of mine, Lori Mechem. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Scott.
It's nice to be able to talk about a tune that you wrote, and it'll be fun to hear you play it, obviously. But in particular, this tune, really, kind of the genre is this very, you know, what, a meditative, new age. I don't know where you want to throw that, but yeah, we want to talk about that, and hopefully you're going to be able to give us a few tips on you know, kind of making something sound genre specific, if you will, in that area.
Okay.
We talk about Latin tunes, we talk about rock tunes, we get a lot of requests. Gee, I want to play these slower, you know, nicer, open things. So hopefully we'll get some tips on that. But before we do that, tell me about the tune and where did it come from and what was your thought behind it?
Okay. The Journey Home is about as we come into the world and our life experiences and when we return. And it's our journey through life and how we go back when we go home.
Play a few measures and then we'll break it apart and look at some things.
Okay.
Okay, and that is kind of the main theme of the tune.
That's the main theme.
Yeah, and it works through there. Now, I'm going to open the doors. You tell me, what are some good things you can kind of give away as to getting that feel or getting that kind of open sound?
The left hand is kind of the motif.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is I'm in the key of D.
Okay, so you're playing a D chord is what you're working around anyway.
It's a major 7 chord.
Okay, so D, F
Actually,
sharp.
not really. I'm not really playing the major
It's kind
7.
of it's kind of a 2. D add 2.
It's a 2. Yeah, it's like
two.
almost sus.
Would it be, okay, so it'd be a D, F sharp, A, and another E on top if we're thinking about it. Okay, so that's how you split it apart.
That's how you do that. And you can do that all the way down, no matter what.
Well, okay, let's slow down and make sure we really pin that down then. So do one in C, just so it'll be easier. So it's a 1 and a 5.
5, then the 2, 3, 5.
Cool. And just so our audience is straight, in case we talk about these things all the time, but in case we've got a brand new viewer, just count up from C. What we mean by 1, 5, and all those, we're just talking about scale steps. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6,
Okay.
7, and then by the time you get to 8, you're back to 1.
Yeah.
So that's 1 and 2 again. So it's kind of the old do, re, mi thing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2, 3, 5.
Okay, so 1, 5, 2, 3, 5. Okay. And you can just move it around. That's a great tip.
And then you could put something on top. Starting on the 5 and going to the 3.
Anything? Well, yeah, that's probably a healthy, not only is it pretty to listen to, but that's probably a healthy, you know, very beginning level improvisation exercise.
It is.
So in this tune, there's that theme in the melody line, just boo-da-doo, da-da-doo, just keeps working itself down, huh?
I changed the chord there.
Back to the D.
Now to B minor,
Okay, B minor,
to G,
G, to E minor.
E minor,
Okay, kind of
to
resolves
the 5
on that,
of
yeah.
the chord, and then it goes back again.
Okay, keep going, because I actually know where this. I know where this is. I want to ask you about what's coming up here when you get to that B flat. There. So you're down on a B there, right?
Still the same thing.
Okay. That's the E minor portion.
Now I'm shifting.
Yeah, now you kind of modulated.
Let me keep going.
Sure. Now, tell me this, Lori, when you're writing, and I have a feeling this is a different answer, by 1,000 people would give me a different answer to this one. When you're writing like that, what kind of leads you through the chord progression? I mean, is it really just trial and error? Or is it really one of those when the muse strikes type of things?
This one I wrote in about half an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
This was just one of those moments.
This was one of those that yeah. And I kind of knew what was going to happen. When I got to the bridge, I I moved it around just a short bit, but the first part of that was there.
That's cool.
So some of these just come, generally with me, I like to go to different key centers.
Okay.
Compositionally.
Sure. Now, when you sit down to write, because you've written, you've done some albums, and how many albums do you have out?
I have 6.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of work. So if you're going through all that, do you approach writing as I need to be spending X amount of time a day, or I need a certain time of day, or I'm just going to sit and float around until I feel like it's going to hit me in the head, or how do you approach that?
Right now I'm not doing as much of that, but when I did that.
You're ready to do a project.
Yeah, when I'm ready to do a project, I spend a lot of time. I'll probably put 2 or 3 hours in and just zero in on a couple tunes that I'm just trying to work out. And then I'll get away from it, go eat lunch, come back, because I got to clear my head.
Sure.
And it's always really, really important to have a tape recorder, something going, because I'll sit at the piano and something great will come out and I'm like, I did not record that.
No, that's a very good, that's a hot tip. All these good little recorders that are available. Well, good for you. Okay. Yeah. We'll take that nugget. That is a good point.
Yeah.
You record those dogs.
Well, I always record everything. I record my practice, because then you listen back to that and you think, well, that was good, or that wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I learn from my mistakes.
Well, I admire your nose to the grindstone-ness of doing that. That's great. That's probably why you play as well as you do. So.
Well.
Let's go ahead and hear you play this tune.
Okay.
So this is an original, A Journey Home.
Thanks.
Right? Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate you sharing that with us.